How to make extra money after retirement. Today, you're going to learn how to make extra money after retirement in a fun and very lucrative business. This is a hidden business that a few retirees are using to make great extra money. Retirees often have exactly the skill set that's required for this business, which is getting on the phone, connecting with people, and helping them out. This business doesn't involve any heavy physical labor. And this is a business where you get to help people and make great money. So if you want to help people while you're making money, this could be the perfect business for you. Be sure to stay on till the end, because at the end, I'm going to give you access to a free resource which is going to give you all the details, and you'll be able to decide if this is exactly what you need to make extra money in retirement. A lot of retired folks need to make extra money. Let's face it, Social Security doesn't pay that much. A lot of people don't have the savings that they need, and people are living longer. So I want you to live a long and happy life, and one with financial abundance. And making extra money can be just the thing that can make your retirement truly great. I found a business called Overages that's perfect for many retired people. The way that it works is that we're going to be helping people who've lost their home to foreclosure get back a sizable refund of monies they don't even know exists in exchange for a percentage of that money. So you're going to make great money, and you're going to be helping people who truly need the help. So let me talk about the basis for this. So when a house is sold at a foreclosure auction, whether they failed to pay their mortgage or they failed to pay their real estate taxes, when that house sells and it sells for more than the debt that's owed, the extra money is called overages, and that's available for the former homeowner to claim. And this is a very, very common situation. The reason it's common is that houses have gone up in value so much these days. I mean, if you look at the house prices today, they'll make your eyes pop. Houses that just 5 years ago were about $200,000 today are over $400,000. It's mind-boggling. So those houses, when they sell at foreclosure auctions, well, they go for a lot of money. Typically about 80% of the retail value, taking into account repairs. So let's just say, for example, we had an average house in America worth about $400,000. When it sells at a foreclosure auction, it's going to sell for about 80% of that, or $320,000. And if you think about it, a bidder's going to be thrilled at that. You get a $400,000 house for $320,000, they're excited. So the bidding is super competitive for those auctions. But let's look at what happens from the homeowner's perspective. Let's say that person was behind 3 or 4 years in taxes. That's probably going to be about a $50,000 tax bill. Yes, they owe $50,000, and when the government sells that property for $320,000, they're going to take the $50,000 right off the top. But that leaves $270,000 left over. And the question is, what happens to that money? Well, I can tell you as an attorney, the answer to that is that that money is claimable by the former owner. But the catch is they have to know about it and apply for it. If they don't apply for it, then they don't get the money and the government just keeps it. And most people have no idea there's any money that they could claim, or that a foreclosure on the house could possibly generate any money for them. They think, oh, they sold my house, meaning the government taxing authority or the mortgage company, so I guess they keep the money. That just makes sense. But as an attorney, I know that the law sometimes is a little bit strange or not intuitive. Think about it. The foreclosing either mortgage company or taxing authority got fully paid. They got their $50,000 or however much they were owed. The extra money really represents equity in the house that someone earned over the years. They put a down payment down, they repaired the house, they paid their taxes and their mortgage for a long time, and now they've fallen on hard times, but that doesn't mean that they lose all the equity in their house. What happens is that money sits there in government accounts just like these that you see on your screen. You can see this is an actual list of monies that are being held. Look at the size of those claims. Look at the amount of money that's there. And think about two things. One, how you could make great money helping people get recovery of that money. That's number one. And also think about the help you're going to be giving to people. Because if you take someone, take the claim that's an $80,000 claim. It's just a relatively small claim. If you work for them and said, hey, I'll get you, if you work with me, $50,000 to $60,000 even after all expenses, would you be interested? You can bet that someone who's lost their home at a foreclosure and is flat on their back financially is going to be really excited about getting your $50,000 or $60,000. which means you can make $20,000 to $30,000. Of course, it's a free country. You can set your rates at what you want. We're generally charging 30 to 40% for the money that we recover. I'm an attorney. I modeled it after what we do in contingent fee cases. It's a free country, but I'll tell you, our profit target is 30 to 40%. So as you're looking over these numbers on the list, just think about what you could be making given different 30 to 40% profit margins. So really great business. Also very inexpensive to run. You don't need an office. You can do this easily from home, just to have a little corner desk. You're just calling people up or sending them letters offering to help them. And the ones that say yes, you fill in some pretty easy to fill in applications for the money. I can show you how to do that. That's simple to do. You send in the application, and a couple months later, the government's going to send you a check. And what you do on a day-to-day basis is you're reaching out to people either on the phone or sending them letters or a combination of that, or I'll also get you their Facebook address so you can send them a Facebook message if you want. You're reaching out to people, offering help. The ones that say yes, you fill in the forms and turn them in, and then a couple months later, a check comes back. What you want to do is fill in your pipeline. So I have some retired people that do, say, 5 or 6 deals a year. Maybe they're making $20,000 a deal. So they're making $100,000 to $120,000 extra, but all they're working is 5 or 6 deals. Not terribly taxing. They still are enjoying life. They're going out with friends. They're going on traveling and trips. They're visiting family. I have one of my retirees spends 3 months every summer with his grandkids. And last year he rented an RV and drove them all over the Southwest to all the major parks. And he's just living life. And that may seem out of reach if you're saying, well, I'm living on Social Security right now. When you have a business where you can make tens of thousands of dollars at a time, and you can essentially do as many deals as you want to do, just depends on the amount of effort you want to put into it, life takes on a whole different tone. So I think this is a perfect way to make extra money after retirement. And it's something that you do it from home. You don't ever actually have to meet with people. When the people say yes, we have folks that can go out and meet with them, get the papers signed, and return them to you, and then you just mail in the claim. So it's a really great business for retired folks. The other little secret about this that I'll tell you, because I don't know if anybody's listening, but a lot of business is for young people, right? Like they only want the young. Well, this business, our customers tend to be older, 50, 60, 70, 80, and sometimes even in their 90s. Those are the people that have lived enough life to get a house, keep it for a while, and then run into some troubles. Some of our folks that lose their houses, maybe they had a spouse that was the income earner that passed away. Maybe they ran into medical problems. Maybe they have family that needed a lot of help and they never got their savings together. They tend to skew older. So you're talking to people that are more familiar to you. These folks don't want to have a conversation by text. They'd rather you picked up the phone and talked to them. They'll read a letter if they get it. They're happy to get a letter. They're almost happier to get a letter than a text. These are people that you can relate to. So it really plays well for older folks who are retired. I'm not saying that you have to be old. I think anybody, 45, 55, 65, 75 can do great at this. But what I want to share with you, it's an unusual business that your customers are probably contemporaries with you. And it's more easy to relate to them. And the secret to the whole business is just making that human connection. And again, retired folks have a lifetime of doing that. You've made connections with people at church socials, at football games, at work, in the neighborhood, all over the place. You have a lifetime of experience with it. That's what this business is about. Because the challenge in the business is getting someone to believe you that this is real. So we give you the words to say. When we do our training, we give call scripts and things like that. But really you want to use your skills that you developed over the years in connecting with people, because that is the secret to success in this business. Super rewarding business. If you want a business where you help people and you make great money and you can have an amazing retirement, this is absolutely the business for you. So I want you to be able to determine if this is truly right for you. So I've recorded an intro to the Overages business video. You can see the link on your screen. So if you click on the link, that will take you to that video. It's a short video where I go more in depth in this business and show you sort of what it takes to get started, who the right person is, and this may turn out to be exactly the way that you're going to make extra money in retirement, have a great, joyful retirement, have the money that you need, stop worrying about inflation, and simply enjoy the retirement that you've truly earned. So this is attorney Bob Diamond. Click on the link now, and I'll see you over in the Intro to Overages video.